Jason Clark, VP of Sales at Pleasant Solutions, parent company of Sheetcast, is here to present our next product demo. Verti Tabs by Sheetcast makes working in multi-sheet Excel workbooks less stressful and more productive. View, navigate, and manage all your sheet tabs in one convenient glance. As the name implies, Verti Tabs displays your sheet tabs vertically when you need to see a more complete view of your tabs. Verti Tabs gives you a full view of your tab name and includes a hover to view description so you can add more details and notes to each worksheet without cluttering your workplace. Verti Tabs integrates seamlessly with Excel and only takes a second to install and start using.
Wow, that sounds like a great add-in. Hello, everyone. My name is Jason Clark. I'm Vice President of Sales at Sheetcast and Pleasant Solutions. Really happy to be here with you today to show you a little bit. Well, I'm going to show you all of Verti Tabs, as a matter of fact, because it's very quick and easy to use, very quick and easy to install. But it's so powerful. It relieves a lot of stress in navigating a workbook with a lot of sheets. We've had some great conversations in our Verti Tabs lounge about, and a lot of really good feedback about Verti Tabs, including a quote that said, "Verti Tabs is divine." I loved that quote from a lady named Katerina. Thank you, Katerina, if you're here listening. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to jump in, and I'm just going to show it to you really quickly. This is actually a really quick product demo, but we're going to take some time and talk as well. And I'll also invite Jerry. Sorry, I didn't forget your name, Jerry. I'll also invite Jerry on stage with me as well to guide us through some things and answer some questions. Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Jason. Hello, everyone.
Jerry is our project manager for the Verti Tabs add-in and for our add-ins in general, because there are more add-ins coming from the Sheetcast organization. And I also want to invite, just real quick up on stage, Catherine. Catherine is with our organization as well, and she has something she wants to share. And actually, I'm going to pull this one down. And I'm going to share a different screen, and Catherine is going to talk to it. This is a little bit of fun to get us started. Just give me 1 second to pull it up. And it should be coming up on screen right away. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm good, Jason. How are you doing?
Good. Let's give everybody a second to take a look at what you wanted to share with us. This is where I wish I had my cue for the uproarious laughter. I need sound effects in a virtual environment. Catherine, tell us a little bit about this and why your department is working on things like this.
Well, I'm running a Facebook group, and it's for Excel consultants. And we have some amazing cartoons that have been created by one of our team members. And they've just gotten a lot of amazing traction on social media because there's not a lot of really great cartoons out there for Excel consultants. So this one is, of course, based on a Far Side joke. And every Excel consultant that has seen this one just loves this. I think this is our most popular cartoon that we've ever put up. Yes.
I've seen them all, and I know this is even the ones that we haven't published yet, and this definitely is my favorite one. Actually, I like this one a lot. This one was reposted quite a bit as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one got quite a lot of attention. Actually, I just posted it last night. I was joking around with Robert Umlas. I just met him on LinkedIn right before the event, and he was just telling me a whole bunch of Excel jokes that I'd never heard them before. They were really funny. And so last night I dedicated this particular one to him on my LinkedIn and said, oh, thank you so much for your jokes. Here's one back for you. And I think like 153 people liked it. And
That's
I put
awesome.
that up pretty late last night. So
I know you've got one more you want to share. Just let me get that one up on screen. Just give me 1 second. Oops. Give me 1 second. I lost it. Where did it go? The joke better be good if I'm going to make people wait, right?
well, this next joke is actually
It's
a little bit ironic because it's kind of a devs versus Excel joke.
Give me 1 second, Catherine. I'm having a technical issue with my resolution here. I'll let you keep introducing. Just give me 1 second to try and get it up.
Yeah, so we just, we wanted to show that tension in the relationship and with our next joke between developers and Excel people, Excel consultants, because Excel is the foundation for a lot of, the apps and programs that we're going to be seeing all around the expo today. But at the same time, there's this kind of funny tension, and I think a lot of developers and Excel people know about this, between the two sides, because in the cartoon, it shows that the developers created something and the Excel consultant kind of throws back and says, no, I can put that together faster than you can make, the app. So this is kind of a joke on the stuff that is going to be presented today.
Sorry,
So,
guys. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry about that. I lost the connection for a second there, and my screen crashed. Let me get your screen share up. I really just do it to increase Catherine's anxiety when she's on stage. That's all. That's the only reason I did that. There you go, Catherine. Let's give everybody a second to read it then. Sorry, Catherine. Go ahead then.
Oh, so yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I posted this in response to Jordan Morris Goldmeyer's presentation that he did with two other people. And he's a data scientist, and he just recently published a really great book on that and how it connects to Excel. So I posted this and I wrote, I thought you'd find this funny. And Jordan wrote back, you were right. And now it's kind of starting a debate. So there's people debating on my LinkedIn, sort of back and forth about Excel versus developers. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of fun and wanted to start off everybody's day with something lighthearted and just share some laughter.
That's awesome.
So,
Thank you,
yeah,
Catherine.
it.
That was really good. Thanks for joining us on stage and sharing that with us. Okay, we lost Jerry, but that's okay. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. And I'm going to now take you into Verti Tabs and show you a little bit about Verti Tabs. And how do I get there? There we go. I think I need to be faster with my mousing. So as you can see, and I hope you can see, I've tried to make everything as big as possible. We're just in a regular old Workaday spreadsheet. It has quite a few tabs in it, and I'll just kind of go through it the old-fashioned way. We all end up clicking, hunting, searching for the tab that we're looking for. Some of us know shortcut keys to get through tabs. But wouldn't it be nice if you could just see the tab you wanted and go straight to it? So what Verti Tabs does as an add-in, it sits just in the bottom left-hand corner there, and you can see it, the little Verti Tabs logo. And simply by hovering on it, I've got 30 sheets in my workbook, and I can now see them all at a glance. If I click on the first sheet at the bottom, it takes me right back to the beginning. And you can see as soon as I hover away, Verti Tabs gets out of your way because we don't want to interfere with the work you're doing on screen. We just want to help you with navigation. I can hover over a tab. Let's see if I've got one here. Whoops. Yep. I can hover over a tab, and we have what we call extended titles, which allow you to leave comments, notes, more descriptive words about the sheet. I use these to leave notes for my future self, because quite often when I've built a complex sheet that I don't use frequently, I need a quick refresher every time I go back into it. I'm sure I'm not the only one that runs into that. You can pin the Verti Tabs add into your sidebar as well, which makes it very convenient. So if you're you find yourself quickly moving between tabs, now you can just jump to wherever you want to go with a quick click. Color coding becomes, I found in my usage of it, a little bit more relevant, because there are certain things that I don't go to often, but I'm tired of hunting for them. So I can simply create a tab. This may be, a lot of us will put our named ranges or our reference data on one sheet that we're using for named ranges or lists. I can call this lists. I can put an extended name in of all. Yeah. I'm a really creative guy. And I can color code it to a specific color that I know these are the ones that have my lists on it. I can just jump to them really quickly, almost without even looking at it. I know which one it is. That's almost it. You can drag and drop, reorganize. You can color, as you've seen. And if I go to my list tab now, there's nothing in it, of course, but you can see it updated, both the name and the color. This seems like a very simple, very specific add-in. And that's because it is. We've chosen to make it very simple and very specific. This was not about adding in functionality to Excel per se, as much as it was convenience. We do have in the coming weeks, and Jerry will be able to talk to it. Yeah, Jerry, you're back with us. We do have in the coming weeks a couple of new features, but the most notable feature is when you hover and then hover and linger, I call it, for just an extra minute, you'll get a pop-up preview of the sheet. I find this particularly helpful for the type of things that I do, because sometimes I just want to do a quick glance at a sheet to remind myself of something or to recall something that I'm doing. But then I want to go back to the sheet I'm on. So if I was on my tables sheet, for example, I might want to take a quick look at it. But really, I'm working in my maintenance sheet. So I can stay in my maintenance sheet, hover, I will see the table sheet, and then as soon as I move away, it will disappear. That's Verti Tabs. That's all there is to it. Now, there is more to know, though. And please feel free to start posting comments if you've got questions. We can answer them along the way. Verti Tabs is a free download. It's available right now at sheetcast.com/vertitabs. So you can go and download it right now. Downloading it and using it is almost I'll say an instant process. But what I want to talk about a little bit more beyond Verti Tabs is what we're doing next. So our intention at Sheetcast is to create a series of very valuable, highly convenient, easy to use, unified in their look and feel add-ins. This is our way of giving back to the Excel community, the Excel users community, for the support that we've had with them over the years. Sheetcast being a new product, but we've worked as a custom developer with a lot of Excel users. And so we think this is a way to give back to the community. We're asking for feedback. We want to know what the community wants because we want to build things that are relevant for you. We've got lots of good ideas. Jerry's got lots of good ideas. I've got lots of good ideas. We've got many, many people in the company that that use Excel, but we want to hear from you. We want to know from the direct community, what do you guys need? So include those in your comments if you've got ideas and things that you want in terms of add-ins. One of the things that came out of a discussion the other day that I thought was very interesting was the concept of having an add-in manager. And it actually plays into something that we're working towards, which is you'll be able to download the Verti Tabs add-in, and you'll also have access to other add-ins and other products right within that that Verti Tabs environment. So if you need another add-in, it's there at your fingertips. The further suggestion that came the other day was, well, I only need some add-ins sometimes. I've got 30 add-ins, but I only need a few of them at any given moment. So the idea of easily being able to turn them on when you need them, turn them off when you don't. I'm not promising that, but it is something that we've that's come up at the show here and that we're going to talk about after the show as well. Jerry, did you have anything you wanted to add, or should we move on and get to some questions? I'll stop my screen share for the moment.
Well, I just thought I would add just a couple of the features that were discussed by some of the community at the sessions in the last 2 days. Some people were inquiring about filtering or searching features. We're going to look into those. I had come up with the thought of using being able to set favorite tabs, and those would be like pinned at the top. There was somebody who asked if there was a Mac version. Right now it is just Windows only, but we are interested in seeing how many Mac users there are that would be interested in this. Somebody was also asking about deleting tabs from within there. Possibly swapping the order of the list of tabs with a button. And that's about it. So like Jason had said, we're very interested to hear what anybody else might think would be useful ideas.
Yeah, and you know, it's so interesting to me. We built this simple little thing. Your team did a great job of building it, by the way, Jerry. We built this simple little thing, and we've had so much feedback about just the functionality within that one add-in, which I think tells me that we got it right. Because if we didn't get it right, people would be like, don't bother adding anything to it. We don't want it. But we've had tons and tons of feedback, which is really great. And we've had tons of downloads at the show. Excuse me, sorry. I'm losing my voice this week. I'm going to be lucky to make it to the end of the day. Yeah, we've had lots of feedback, and we only just launched it at this show. We kind of timed the launch of Verti Tabs specifically for this show. I'm just going to try and see if I can read a couple of the comments here and see if there's any questions. Bob Oomlast knows it all. This is a true statement. Verti Tabs is free. Yes, that is correct. It is a free add-in, Taya. People could download Verti Tabs at your site or your booth. I'm actually not sure if it's at the booth. It might be, or at least a link to it is at the booth. But definitely at sheetcast.com/Verti Tabs. You can download it there. Lena put the link up for us. Thank you, Lena. And then Alex asks, I'm having a little bit of a harder time reading it because it's in the bottom of my corner. Can you select multiple cells from multiple sheets to edit or copy using Verti Tabs? Or should it be still performed using default Excel tabs? Jerry, do you have an answer for that?
Well, actually, I have not tried that, but all we're really doing is just basically allowing navigation between the tabs. So I am expecting that there shouldn't be any problem to do that, but that's definitely something I will try out myself right away.
Yeah, Alex, I think if I understand your question, you're saying, can I select from a sheet? Are you saying and drag them and drop them into the tab that I want to go to, or are you just saying copy and paste those, navigate with Verti Tabs, and then paste them in?
I think what he's referring to is like if you're doing a formula with multiple tabs and you're pulling cells in from multiple tabs, when you go to select those other cells while you're putting the formula in, can you use Verti Tabs to switch the tabs?
Right.
So that's the way I'm reading it.
Alex, you can give us a thumbs up if
Maybe Alex.
If Jerry read it right or interpreted your question right, give us a thumbs up, and if not, just reword the question and we'll be glad to answer. Jayashri asks, it will be nice to group the tabs. Yes. So again, I want to make sure it's clear. It's more challenging to have conversations in chat and comments. We kind of have a grouping of tabs in that you can move the tabs around together and color code them together. But are you suggesting selecting them as a group in Verti Tabs? I'll give you some time to answer that. Jerry, do you have an interpretation that's better than mine?
I think it would be that you could select 3 or 4 tabs and basically identify them as a group, and then they would stay together, possibly like indented under a group name, something like that.
Yeah.
That's at least what I'm interpreting.
Sunday just installed, says, I just installed Verti Tabs. Nice. I think you're going to enjoy using it. I'll give you guys a tip I just started using it a few weeks before it was deployed, publicly deployed. And I have to admit, I was still doing things the old-fashioned way for, a day or two. You almost have to remind yourself every time Verti Tabs is there. So what I did is I pinned it to my sidebar for half a day. And then I went back to just the hover view, the pop-up view. And now I honest to goodness, it's like when you give somebody one monitor and then you say, I want to give you 2. They're like, oh, I don't need 2 monitors. Just try it and you'll see. You give them the 2 monitors and then you couldn't fight them to get those 2 that extra monitor back. Verti Tabs is kind of the same experience.
So we have a question from Sunday again. Can the logo in Verti Tabs be turned off occasionally? So within Verti Tabs, there's no ability to turn off the logo, but there is like the 2 states, the pin state where it is basically a separate panel that's always up, or the normal state where it's reduced to the small icon on the bottom left. So when you hover, it pops up. And if you didn't want either of those, then you would just go into the add-in manager and turn the add-in off until you want to use it again.
Jerry, I seem to remember we had an internal conversation about also, or maybe I just dreamt this, having the Verti Tabs logo semi-transparent. Did we have a conversation?
Yes,
about
that was discussed and was felt that we didn't want to deal with transparency.
Extra layer of complexity.
Yes.
Alex is come back and said, yes, using a formula in multiple sheets, but also editing a cell in multiple sheets. So I think I understand this now. I'll give my interpretation. Sorry, Alex, we want to get this right. I know right now if you select multiple sheets in Excel and you edit a cell in one of those sheets, it applies the edit to all of the sheets. So I think, Alex, what you're asking is, can you multi-select sheets in Verti Tabs in order to perform that same function? Just give us a quick thumbs up if that's correct. While you're doing that, Andreas just installed Verti Tabs, but it doesn't work. Is there something to think on during installation? Jerry, I'm going to throw that one to you for sure.
Okay. So If there are any support issues at the download site, just click the Contact Us Now, and then we can address that there. But there is a bit of a delay while the add-in is actually downloaded. So when you first do the download, that's sort of like the bootstrapper that manages the installs of the add-ins. Then it's got to download the add-in, and then it has to activate the add-in. So there's usually maybe about a 20 or 30-second delay prior to when the add-in actually becomes available in Excel to use. If you have a very slow internet connection, the process of downloading could take longer.
I hope that helps.
Just after, yeah. So if it doesn't show up within the next minute or so, please just go back to the download page, click the Contact Us Now. There could be a few different scenarios where there might need to be a little tweaking with the setup or something. Usually you do not have to restart Excel. When the installer finishes, it will actually open Excel.
Okay, thank you for that. And I'm going to ask one of my colleagues that I know is in the chat, Lena, maybe you can just post the link to the support, the Contact Us support. Lee Becker,
it's
hi
on
Lee.
The same page as the download.
It's on the same page as the download? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you can enter the same data in multiple tabs. Good tip. I gave an Excel tip. I tell a quick story. So I always say that, are you an Excel expert? Thank you, by the way, Lee. Is a relative question. It depends who I'm sitting with, right? If I'm sitting with my friends, yes, I am an absolute wizard at Excel. If I'm sitting with Bob Umlas, not so much. Or if I'm sitting with Celia, not so much. I don't even want to have the discussion. But now I can say I gave an Excel tip out to a large group.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
So just answer sort of on the multiple select. Verti Tabs, we do not have multiple select. We are mainly just clicking a tab to switch to that tab. But that is something that I'll note down and look into. Yeah,
and remember to, I'll say this, like, please keep giving the suggestions, whatever they may be, because we really do want to hear them. And as you can see, we take them quite seriously. They get jotted down, they get put into our system, and they get evaluated. One of the things I want to remind everybody of is the real purpose of Verti Tabs is to simplify and reduce the burden of navigating your worksheets, right? Which sounds so simple, but I'm telling you, having used it for a while now, it is fantastic. Hung says Verti Tabs is here. I can read it here now. Verti Tabs is useful. Maybe adding some further views of sheets, functions that let users check which sheets they want to view at the moment in a specific arrangement. But it seems like another add-in, however. That's interesting. I'm going to try and interpret again, and Jerry might have a different interpretation. But here's something that I hear out of that. The idea that your Verti Tabs arrangement might be out of sync with your actual Excel arrangement. Or you can have temporary arrangements for certain work modes. That's kind of what I think I'm reading into that question. Jerry, what do you think?
I don't know if can you hear me still?
We can hear you. You look very, very still, okay. But we can hear you.
Yeah, I think my computer is doing something weird. So I think what Hung is actually referring to is what you mentioned in the beginning, where we hover over the tab to preview what's in that tab.
Oh, yes, which is coming. And you know what? That reminds me as well.
Yes.
Hung, if you need to clarify whether it's just a hover preview or a temporary reorganization, if you can give us some clarity, we'll follow up. But I think I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm sure there's been some people coming and going. So I'll share my screen again, and then I can walk everyone through Verti Tabs one more time. Let me just get back to the right place here. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Simple everyday workbook, sorry, that has several sheets in it that we would typically scroll and move along the bottom to find the thing that we were looking for. Verti Tabs, as an add-in, sits quietly in the corner here until you hover over it and gives you the ability to see all of your tabs, all of your worksheets, and be able to click on any one of them to jump directly to it. So I'm able to go right from beginning to end in one click. I can also hover over, and I've got some additional information, and we call it an extended name or extended title. And you can leave yourself notes for the future, for other users. Just be a little bit more descriptive in your naming of your tabs. You can, of course, go in and edit. And I'm not going to try and be particularly creative. We'll just call this list 2. And more lists about lists. That might be funny instead of creative. I don't know if that works either. And I'm going to color code it the same yellow as I did the previous list. Whoops. Excuse me. And you can see now my list 2 is there. And I can jump straight to it. You can also, of course, whoops, I keep going a little too far. You can also, of course, pin all of your Verti Tabs to your sidebar. So if you're doing a lot of frequent jumping back and forth, it now becomes very easy, and it should pick something with information in it. Very easy to jump from place to place at a glance. Color coding. I don't use a lot of color coding in my typical Excel spreadsheets, workbooks, but I find it a little bit more relevant here because having the color codes here and knowing how I've grouped everything makes it so much easier to find. Like now I'm not searching the whole list for the one I'm looking for. I'm searching blue for the one I'm looking for, or red for the one I'm looking for, which also makes it a lot easier. And that's all there is to Verti Tabs. We do have a feature coming. We have a few features coming, but in the next couple of weeks, you should see an update where you will be able to hover. And right now you hover and you see your extended title. But if you hover and linger, you'll get a preview of that sheet. And for the type of work I do, I find this particularly useful in that I'm quite often just trying to find a quick glance at some information on another sheet, but I don't want to switch to that sheet. I want to stay here. So now I'll be able to just hover, linger, it'll pop up. I can take a look at what I want to look at, and then I'm back to work. As somebody had asked earlier about making the icon invisible, we don't currently have that feature. We've talked about it, I guess. But have decided that we'd put the resources to other features. But you can see it does disappear into the bottom corner as discreetly as possible, and it pops up in an instant and goes away in an instant. So for any of you that didn't see it previously, that's all there is currently to Verti Tabs, with a little bit more to come soon. So I'll just pull my screen down now, and we can...
one other thing to note might be that with the settings for the tool itself, you can change the font that the Verti Tabs uses. So you can make it smaller, bigger, change the font, change the boldness.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'll
pull that up again here and show where that is. So in my settings tool here. So, and where this actually ends up coming in handy is, let me just, I won't be able to do it while I'm in here. I'm just going to change the font size. I'm going to make it ridiculously small. And so now you can see I've got way more real estate to see even more tabs. If I actually had enough tabs to fill up all of the real estate, I would be able to scroll, just a mouse scroll up and down, which is still incredibly effective and efficient. But I mean, right here, I've got 30 tabs, and with the smaller font, I've probably got room for 20 more. So 50 tabs at a glance is pretty convenient. I'll just pull that down now and go back to full screen. Just taking a quick look here. Google Sheets has a Verti Tabs option built in. Never heard of Google Sheets. Who are they? See, this is where I can't get the laughter again. I'm hoping everybody's laughing. Yeah, I think there are other options out there for sure. I don't deny that. I think our option is elegant, it's simple, it's complete, and it has more to come as well. And it precludes the need to use Google Sheets. Thanks for mentioning that, Will. John asks, have you noticed any conflicts with other add-ins? I'll let Jerry answer that question, but I know I haven't at this point anyhow.
We haven't noticed, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't happen at some point in time.
Oh, sorry. Good answer, Jerry. But I got some laughy faces, so my joke hit the mark. Robert comments, I just installed it. The process is really simple and delighted that it doesn't include hidden sheets. Yep, that's absolutely true. Your hidden sheets stay hidden when you're in Verti Tabs. I'm really glad to hear people are downloading it and having a pleasant experience. Feel free to contact us just to comment on what your experience is. So we've got our contacts page where you can reach us for support, but you can also reach us to tell us, hey, I really like this product, and suggest other add-ins, because we're more than happy. We're more than happy to entertain other add-ins that the community is asking for.
Okay.
Alvaro asks.
Alvaro has asked. Okay.
What do you mean it doesn't include hidden sheets? So if you hide a sheet, no different than hiding columns and rows and things. If you hide a sheet in your workbook, it also hides it in Verti Tabs. So the comment was referring to the fact that, oh, good, the add-in doesn't keep showing me everything, even when I want things hidden. That's all that was. Any comments on remembering, and I mean this incredibly sincerely, we want to build more add-ins, and we want those requests to come from the community. What other add-ins are you looking for? If there was a big easy button for something, what would you want it to do? We would love to hear that. Sebastian asks, this is definitely a question for Jerry, where do you store the expanded sheet names?
So the expanded sheet names are stored in the workbook itself. So if you had multiple people who are basically sharing an Excel spreadsheet and they're all using Verti Tabs, those extended names would carry through to each user because those are stored in the sheet. While your personal settings of font and such are local to your installation.
Excellent, thank you. I hope that answered your question, Sebastian.
John?
On the issue of security that has come up with other products, can you comment on this aspect? I don't know if we can. I don't know if we have the right people in the room. Jerry, do you know much about the security issues related to Sheetcast? Sorry, not Sheetcast. Verti Tabs.
I mean, it would be impossible to come up with implications to every other single product out there in the world. I mean, the only kind of security issue that we had was that somebody's in a lockdown infrastructure, so they had to get their administrator to install the product itself. But that happens in a lot of large corporations anyways. So they just had to get their administrator. But we're not aware of any other security issues that relate to other products at this time. So we now have Sebastian. It's just moving.
Try this in a
Try
new
this in a
workbook,
new
and it seems
workbook.
to make Excel stall if I change a name on a new file. We will capture that here. I also encourage everyone to submit any support issues through our website, but we'll capture that one here. Jerry will capture it for us. Jerry, do you want to comment on it though?
Yeah, but please, Sebastian, if you could contact us, just let us know which version of Windows, which version of Excel you're using, and just a little more detail. So on a new file, so with the word file, are you referring to the workbook itself? And what name are you changing? So if you could like send that to us in the in the contact us now, that would be great.
Yeah,
and then
we'll be
dealt with.
responsive there for sure. The next question is sheets. I can't make sense of that, Johnson. Sheets is miss multiple. Jared?
Something unhidden multiple times. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what.
Sorry, that one's not coming through clear to us. If you'd like to reword it, that's great. Sebastian, we'll answer your questions if you want to contact one of us offline. We'll answer those questions or add that to the issue. Again, I'd encourage you to go to the contact page. Sorry for the trouble to do so, but your feedback will be quickly responded to there so that we can resolve any issues that you might be having. I know I've done exactly what you're talking about, and I haven't experienced the same problem, but we'll want to know, like Jerry said, some of the other details about versions and so on and so forth. Maybe I should do, I think we're coming up to the end of our time here. Maybe I'll do, bring up my screen again and do one quick last demo because it doesn't take much time. And show anybody that's joining us late, welcome to the party, a little bit about Verti Tabs. I've lost my Verti Tabs window. Where did we go?
It's there in the bottom left.
No, I've lost my screen on my. There we go. Okay. Okay, we'll go back to the beginning. Simple workbook, full of about 30 sheets. So navigating is, to get to one into the other, tabs, clicks, however you get there. Then finding the one you want is a lot of clicking and stopping to read. Well, now with Verti Tabs, instead of all this zipping back and forth, you can see our logo right in the bottom corner here, bottom left-hand corner. And I'm just I want to change this back. As you can see, you can change font sizes and change kind of the layout. So I just made it a little bit bigger so everybody can see. With a quick hover, you can now see, in this case, all 30 of your sheets. You can navigate to them with a single click, of course, as would be expected. Oops. There we go. Navigate to them with a single click, and you'll notice when you hover over them, you get what we call an extended title, which allows you to leave a more detailed description of the sheet, either for yourself in the future, for colleagues that are going to be sharing the sheet with you. You can kind of use that space however you want. And I'll show you, I'm having a mouse issue. I'll show you how to do that. Again, I'm not going to be creative about it. List. A list 3 sheet is all about more and more lists. Color, I'll pick a different color this time. We'll make this one orange. And save and close.
Yeah.
And
so
when
I guess,
I go
Jason,
back,
the way that you're, sorry, Jason, I guess the way that you're sharing that dialogue to edit the name and the extended name is not actually displaying.
Oh, probably because I'm sharing the window rather than the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Rather than fixing that right now, I'll ask everybody to take a leap of faith and believe that there is a dialog box. Actually, let me fix it. Just hold on 1 second. It doesn't take much to do. Stop screen.
So it has the name, the extended name, and the color for the tab.
And share screen. 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm going to share the entire screen for now. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Oops. Here is where I was on list. Actually, we'll just do it again. Sheet 27. We'll go into the editor. Now you're seeing my pop-up? Yes? And more lists.
Yes.
About more lists. We'll just call it more lists and even more lists of lists. So an extended name, you can make that extended name quite long. I don't know if there's a character limit. Pick my color, save and close. And when I go back to view, you can see, oops. Yeah, mouse issue. You can see more lists with even more lists of lists. You can also pin, whoops. I did the wrong thing there. Close that. This is where I can change the font sizes if I want to make it smaller because I've got many tabs that I want to see. And you can also pin Verti Tabs to your sidebar. So now you can see all of your tabs, very quickly access them. Soon there will be hover to preview. So as you hover over a tab, if you just linger a little bit, you'll get a pop-up preview of that sheet, which is handy for just taking a quick look at information and swapping back out to your main sheet just by moving your mouse away. And that's really all there is to Verti Tabs. Meant to be very simple, meant to help you with navigating your worksheets. That's its main function, is navigate your worksheets quickly and simply. And I'll just stop that share. And we'll just do, I think, one more pass on comments. We'll maybe just pick a couple. And I'm gonna try this. I hope I get it right, Phoebe. Just installed. This is great. Thanks. And thank you for the feedback, Phoebe. That's really great. It sounds like we're getting lots of people that are enjoying what we're showing and obviously think it's worthwhile to download. Because I know for myself, I don't download a lot of add-ins unless there's something that I think is really going to make a difference for me. So thank you, everyone, for doing that. We appreciate the support. I'll say once again, we are looking for lots of feedback. So go to our comments page. If you think there's another add-in that needs to be built or needs to be done better, we would love to hear from you. We are dedicated to providing more add-ins to the community and providing them in a way that is specific and valuable to the community. So better for us to hear it from you than it is for us to tell you what we think is valuable. We got it right with Verti Tabs, but now we want to hear from you guys and tell us what you want next. Jerry, do you have any last comments?
Just like to thank everybody for attending the session, and I hope you enjoy using Verti Tabs. And with the continuous, feature updates that we're going to be doing over the next basically month, hope there's something that you really enjoy there. Yeah,
thank you. And Sebastian, please do continue to reach out to us. I want to get that problem solved for you. And thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed being here today. I'm going to be doing another session, product demo on Sheetcast in a little while. Please come over and join us for that one as well. That is what we're calling the evolution of spreadsheets. And we're talking about innovation without changing anything. So if you want to know what that means, come and see us later on at our Sheetcast demo. Oh, I got one last. I want to just catch this because it looks like an important question. Is there an email address? Trying to install, get a system error. Oh, yes. Lynn, if you can post it again, or if we can bring up that comment again on screen. There is a contact us page at sheetcast.com/contacts. Thank you. If you have an email, I can forward it to you. Yeah, you can send it there. You can also reach out to us if you want to have a more detailed discussion. You can reach out to us at sales@sheetcast.com. We're also monitoring that quite closely during the show. We have more than one person receiving those emails right now. So if you want to have a more direct conversation about new features, products, demos, anything, you can reach out to us there. For your support issues, they should go through this site. That's where they're going to be best handled. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate everyone's time and joining us today. And I'll see you again in the Sheetcast demo. Thank you very much.